Joy here. Rachel and I would like to welcome you to You're All Right, Get Up, a podcast full of laughter, personal stories, encouragement, and often a show about living life. As a disclaimer, our podcast does not offer professional therapy or treat illness. We are a motivational, supporting podcast sharing our life experiences, stories, and laughter. Hey y'all, we just wanted to share with you today some clips from the on-location fundraiser that we went to, the Forever Foundation in Montgomery, Alabama. We had a blast and we just wanted to share these with you.
This whole environment, this atmosphere, it really makes me miss my horse.
Right.
I used to have a quarter horse. It can be somewhat expensive, and I suffered a back injury, and it was once you're on the horse, it was fine because it felt like you were walking on your own, because your hips move with the horses.
Right. You become
gait.
one almost, right?
Right. It was great, but trying to tack up the horse by myself, it was difficult for me. And then the riding group that I was part of, it slowly disbanded, so I was riding by myself.
Oh, yeah.
And so it just wasn't as fun.
Right.
And Brian has zero interest.
Yeah.
I always have to reference Brian in a podcast.
You can't leave him out.
Yes, he's the love of my life. I told him when we were driving in, I'm stalker crazy about you, so just remember that. He's like, oh, I didn't know I was going to snort. Surprise. Always a surprise.
We never disappoint, y'all.
Yes, exactly.
Never disappoint.
So I did tell him, I'm stalker crazy in love with you. And he had no interest whatsoever in horses.
Yeah.
And so like I said, it just was sad. It's very, very painful to sell him back.
But
the gentleman who, it was originally his horse to begin with, and I just sold him back. He also participated in events where he would help travel to different locations to events like similar to this, where folks with special needs could ride a horse.
Right.
And he was very, like a lot of his horses, they were very gentle.
Yeah.
Mine, he was kind of an intermediate probably level. He got a little excited in the arena, or getting ready to go into arena. He'd always kind of like a Papa Willie.
Right,
like,
right.
Woohoo! Let's go.
Right.
Which, to me is fun.
Right.
He's like, quit making him do that. I'm like, I'm not making him do nothing. We're excited. He can feel your energy.
Yeah.
I do miss him. His name was Concho Darth Vader.
Wow, what a name. That is cool.
His registered name was Concho, but I didn't really care for that one too much, so I was like, your name is Darth Vader.
Yeah. Did you dress him up like as Vader, maybe like around Halloween?
There was talk one Halloween doing that, dressing us both up in Star Wars and trying that out.
Yeah.
But it never came to pass. Do you have any horse stories?
Oh, goodness. Man,
because you've had several horses.
I have. I've been very fortunate. Early in my career in life, I was able to work for a veterinary hospital. It was an amazing time. I was going through some, as you all do, you go through some maturity levels because you're young and you make some good decisions, wrong decisions, so forth. One of the best decisions, though, that I ever made was working there and being with the people that I was able to work with there. So all that to say, I learned a lot.
Oh, I bet.
I learned a lot. But I was fortunate enough to have a quarter horse, a racking horse, and a couple of paint horses. We had the property at the time where we could have our horses at home, and that was great. So I was able to spend time with them. But I did a lot of trail riding with friends. I didn't really compete early on, but I would go to some of the ropings/rodeo events, and I spent a lot of time there, which I learned a lot about the community and a lot about round horse people and just amazing folk. But Blackie was amazing because he was Blackie, but also because my mom actually came down with an illness, and it was kind of a longer illness. It's about 7 years long, unfortunately. But one of the things she did just a couple of years before she passed is she bought Blackie for me.
Aww.
And herself and my dad bought him, and it was a special thing. Blackie was about 2 years old, and it was just an amazing thing because I knew Blackie's parents, where he was born. I knew a lot about his history. And so I was in the position where I worked at the animal clinic to have someone who helped me train him.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got to learn a good bit about all of that, train him, was able to saddle him up, take him for trail rides. So he's a wonderful horse, and I had him for a long time. But
was this a quarter horse or was this the
quarter horse?
Okay.
Yeah. And it was one of those things that you go through things together. Blackie and I had a couple of tumbles here and there. I remember one time specifically, we were doing some of the training and we were in the round pen. And so I saddled up and thought, okay, we'll take a little loop around, ride around the round pen a little bit. And one of the dogs ran up. One of the dogs from the place where I was riding him in the pen, they had these beagle dogs and, that type thing. One of the dogs ran up and just started barking and barking and barking and following Blackie all around the pen, and I was just kind of trying to keep him calm and everything. He didn't really hate the dog. It's just that it made him nervous because the dogs were like snipping at his feet. Yeah. And so as we ran around the corner of the round pen, my foot caught the edge of the gate because it was one of those that had all the gates tied together. And here I come off. Boom. Right. Come right off. I had that happen a couple of times where I fell off. Thankfully, I didn't hurt myself terribly, but yeah, I've had a couple of pretty good little tumbles.
I feel like it's pretty accurate statement to say if you own a horse and you ride a relatively amount of time, a long amount of time, that you're going to have those incidences.
Right, exactly.
And my advice is always to be in a situation to minimize that impact.
Exactly.
Because you're going to the ground. My horse, my mom had just passed away, and talking about healing, it was hard. And I was really suffering, and I decided that she passed away what I believe is a relatively young age. So I was like, I want to enjoy life, and I want to take riding lessons. So I started taking riding lessons, and feel like there's like a dog. The dog, and you bond, and you're like it's part of your soul.
Right.
And when I first rode Concho, I felt that way. And like I didn't even have to ride him with spurs. It was like we were just connected. I could just make the minimalist movements.
Right.
And he would just seem to know what I want him to do.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Awesome.
The owner of the ranch, he was like, I'm going to sell them, and I was totally crushed.
Yeah.
I had some money, and I had practiced a speech with Brian about why somebody has to have a quarter horse that lives in this city. We talked about it, and he's like, yeah, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
So I got him, and he helped me through that process. And so it was very difficult. Later I would sell him. Again, it was back to the ranch so that he could be out there. But anyway, I had taken probably, I think, 3 or 4 falls off of him.
Oh, wow. Right?
Yes. The only one that really, really hurt was it was November, and it had started turning cold. And, he was kind of like, ooh, it feels good outside. And this is when we had the riding group, and one of the ladies, she was going back to college. And so she decided to invite some friends, and Concho was very social. Right. That's what I loved about him. He was great with kids. So he was excited to have people there. And we had joked about like injuries that you have when riding. And then we went to go from the barn to the arena, which was a little bit of a distance. And the ranch owner's son had left the arena gates open, and so all their horses were in the arena. So he's like, go round up the horses and get them out, which I hated, rounding up horses. Right. Cows, I was great. Horses, not so much, because some suckers are tall as you and they bite and they kick. Yeah. So I was very timid. And so we did that. So after all those things, he was pretty keyed up, and I hadn't owned him very long, and so I did not read his body language very well. So we get ready to go in the arena, and we're warming up, which we were pretty warm. But the owner, he had released some steers for a kids' rodeo. Right. And he put the water trough next to the arena. And Concho, when he got ready to go to that corner, he was like, I don't know what that is. It's big. It's mean looking. It's probably going to eat me. But I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention. And so I trotted him up. We were at the perpendicular section of the fence. So instead of bolting forward when I kind of kicked him up, he went sideways. And it's like a cartoon. Like I was like, I'm in the air. There's nothing under me.
Oh no.
And then I realized, I saw the cinch, the cinch buckle, and I was like, what's that? That's underneath him. And then I realized I was falling, so I fell. Unfortunately, I fell like right on my ribs. Oh. And it knocked you ever had the wind knocked out of you? And so you did that. And then I had to tell myself that there were horses behind me. And I'll be honest, I didn't trust the horsemanship. So I was like, you need to roll out of the way. And then the owner came running over there, and he's trying to see about my ribs, and I'm like, I'm a girl. You can't take my shirt off. So he's like, I gotta see, how bad you're injured. But the whole time I was like, no, no, I'm fine. And it's one of those things like once you, I don't know if you've been hurt before, but first you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
All that adrenaline is pumping through you. And then as you, it eases off, you're like, oh, that kind of hurts.
Right.
And then I went to go sit down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that hurts. Not my butt, but I was like, oh, I'm going to stand. Oh, that hurts too. And then that's when I realized something's wrong with these reps. They're not moving right.
Oh, man.
I do feel like you have to have cowboy boots here today, and I'm disappointed that you only have your tennis shoe.
Well, I started to wear my, I have some of those lace-up Ariats.
Oh, yeah.
And I like those a lot. And I've actually put them on, and I started to wear those, and then I thought, you know what, if I wasn't going to be out in the dirt and doing stuff and everything, but then I thought, those might get a little hot on my feet because I wasn't sure if they'd get really warm. So I'm weird like that. I'm seriously
hot
weird
feet.
like that. No, I am serious because it's like my feet, they're either too cold or too hot. It's like one or the other. It's like there's no super middle ground.
The only time I pay attention to my feet is at night for some reason. I don't like socks on my feet when I go to bed. I feel like I'm suffocating.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't like to wear them to bed for sure. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll wear them to bed and then I have to try to remove them while not trying to wake myself up. And then the next day I only can find one. The dog is usually taking off with the other one and hidden it. So we have a stack of socks right now. They're just single. They're looking for their other mate. Their partner in life.
I have a problem with your sunglasses.
Why is that?
Let me describe. Okay, so first of all, they're Ray-Bans.
Shout out to Ray-Ban.
They're Wayfarer sort of looking.
That's
right?
exactly
okay,
it.
all right. So, but it has a special film on the outside that I'm looking at that is blue and green and purple.
It's pretty,
and
isn't it?
reflective. So it's almost like a mirror, and I can see myself, and I cannot see your eyes, which is weird. And so I'm focusing more on the fact that I see myself.
Well, these are my beach sunglasses.
Are these your get away with anything glasses?
Yes, this is,
okay.
You go to the beach and you're watching people and the menu comes across and you're like,
oh, so you're watching people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a huge people watcher.
I see. I see.
Sometimes the area that we visit is near a naval base. Like, hello.
So these are specifically for strategic looking.
Yes. I get more comments about these sunglasses because my friends usually end up saying at some point, could you remove those sunglasses? I can see your eyes. I see. Because I can't tell if you're looking at me or not.
It's like, where are your eyes?
Because right now I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at a horse over there. But it looks like I'm looking at you, doesn't it?
Right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sneak over there at some point and I'm going to get a Forever Foundation hat.
That's a great idea. Yeah, we've really had a good crowd here today.
We have.
Yeah. We created a packet for our raffle winners.
Yes.
To give out every hour.
Yes. Really nice ones too.
Yeah.
What's all in that packet, by the way?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Joy. We could go ahead and pull out a winner now.
Winner, chicken dinner. Hey, we have these really cool sweatshirts.
Yes. So in our prize pack, we have a purple shirt, allrightgetup.com with our brand on the front. It's a very pretty purple.
And we do have clay. Would you say clay or sandstone, or I'm not sure which one it is.
I would go probably clay.
It's more like kind of a gray color, right?
I would say brown.
Brown? Seriously?
Maybe it's a good time to tell you I don't see colors very well. I'm not colorblind.
It's like, well, y'all, we have a purple and we have a gray.
It's brown. It's a light brown. So you didn't know I couldn't see colors very well?
No, I figured, I don't know. I guess we've never really talked about that a lot.
I don't know why I can't really see them too well. I can't really distinguish them. Obviously, when I said, because Brian, they had a couch, and I was like, I called it green. He's like, the couch wasn't green, it was brown. Or maybe it was flip-flop. I was like, Brian, that couch was green. He's like, no, it's not green.
Oh, wow. Well, see, I learned something new today. I did not know that.
We had a game at work where you had to, separate out the balls. And my best friend, she tells them I'm colorblind. I'm like, I'm not colorblind. I'm not colorblind. I don't know why. I just have a hard time. And then from then on out, I was picked for like every single thing that they did for the rest of the afternoon. Well, you know, you couldn't do the marbles, so get up there and do this other thing. And I'm like, I'm going to murder you after this. Because, it's those HR dorky games, where nobody wants to play. They're like, come on up here and do this. I was like, it's like, no. I'm going to wring your neck. But anyway, so we have a purple.
Yes.
She confirmed that is purple. And a cute little rubber wristband that is sweat-proof.
Yes.
Dirt-proof.
Yep.
Waterproof. Can go with you anywhere. And it says Believe. So that's exciting. And then also in the prize packet, we have a bright yellow koozie. Joy now is probably thinking this is why she didn't answer all my emails about, like, pick out a color. Like, it looks good to me. So we have these great pins. They're purple.
Yes.
With metallic top and bottom.
Right.
Flares. Little pocket flare is also metallic purple. With raised lettering on the side with allrightgetup.com. The pen also has a stylus tip, and there's also a very nice vertical, I don't know really dimensions, maybe 3x4. Very good comparison. It's about the size of your phone. A little magnet that you can put that references the 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline. And also we have business side cards within the koozie that reference our manifesto and our QR code. And then we also have another 988 reference with their QR code and something that's been hot off the shelves.
Adhesive wallet.
That you are able to put on the back of your phone to put in your very important credit card or your debit card or your driver's license.
And don't forget about the lovely stickers that we adore.
I love those stickers.
Me too.
It's
These things
a square
are awesome.
with our logo. It's bright yellow, and then our logo is in color. And Danny helped us with all these items.
Yeah.
Except for the 988.
Yeah, absolutely. They have been...
And you can really see the quality in the items that he created for us. And again, we can't recommend them enough. Very good quality items.
Endeavor Promotions, they are amazing. Those guys have really stepped out for us, and been a huge supporter.
Yes.
And we appreciate them.
I'd like to describe our surroundings now. We have Lemon Drop to the left of us. Being our cinematography.
And yes, you did hear that right. Lemon Drop, that is correct. What's on our right?
On our right is the elusive Brian Davis. Who is now partaking in a soda.
Enjoying peanut M&Ms. Am I reading that right?
Oh my goodness, I love peanut M&Ms. We're going back over there, ladies.
Peanut M&Ms and a Coke and a smile.
I would like to say that I know there's been some questioning on my wife's skills, but I did pack him a hat for today because
how nice.
I was concerned that he would be in the sun and he needed some shade, and I did pack that.
Right, that was so kind.
And I meant to encourage him to wear shorts because he's hot-natured.
Are you hot, Brian? Are you hot or are you comfortable?
But it feels really good in this barn.
He said he's good.
It's really comfortable in this.
It is. It is comfortable.
It's not a barn, but it's a arena covering.
Yep.
That's open on the sides, so it lets through the wind. It's very breezy. It's nice. It's not too hot and not too cold. Lemon Drop is, I think she's videoing us.
Probably so.
That's pretty good. Another free service?
Right. Yeah. It's like media production over here.
And we're facing the arena.
I love this arena. I've been here before. It's been a while, but I remember coming here actually for a Halloween gathering where they dressed the horses up in costumes.
I would love
and it was
to do
the
that.
coolest thing. I do remember, like, it was at nighttime, and it was so cool because a lot of people actually took that opportunity to put things that glow or put lights, and they just really were very creative. It was just a cool event.
I love that idea. Have you ever been to Six Flags at Halloween time? That's awesome.
It's been a long time, but yes.
Yes, it's been a long time for me as well. Also, I've always wanted to go to Universal Studios during Halloween.
Oh, that would be great.
I say that every year. Unfortunately, with my job, quarter ends take up a large part of time, and of course, Halloween is on a quarter end month. But maybe I can get my act together and get my tasks done and go to Universal Studios one day.
Right.
You could come with us. But anyway, so we're facing the arena, and I see that they have the sponsorships listed out.
Yeah, let's see. We've got, oh goodness. I'm counting here to kind of see about how many. 24 sponsors right here we're looking at.
pretty good.
That is really awesome.
We've got
it's amazing.
a barbershop,
Yep.
construction company, hardware, pawn shop, even weight loss, boot and apparel. I can't help but notice that you really like koozies.
I love koozies.
I knew it. You like koozies, but do not like the drawstrings on your hoodies.
That's correct. I do not know. Now, here's the deal. I have a couple of thin hoodies that I don't mind the string as long as it's not super long, because those come up and they're shorter. Like when you have just the hood hanging, they're much shorter. They're not just like dangling all over the place and flapping in the wind, okay? But when they get really long and all squirrely, I don't like it, so I pull them out. And I don't like them in sweatshirts, so.
Because they're too long?
Yeah.
They're like flying everywhere?
They're just like in the way and flopping around. And
I guess I've never had...
You haven't had that experience?
I've never had like the drawstrings that I'm thinking, you're in my way.
You haven't had floppy drawstrings before?
No. No. They've always been sported.
Right.
I've never thought, wow, this day would be great if these strings weren't in my face. I guess, I'm not usually wearing a hoodie where it's so windy that I'm constantly having to be like, get those drawstrings out of my face.
I know, it's such a weird thing. I get it.
I want that horse. Yeah. Look at it. Its mane is rainbows.
Is it rainbow?
Yeah, look. Watch.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit as it goes by. Oh, that is cute. Yeah, adorable. They're so creative, right? I mean, they dress them up so beautifully because you have different hair color, beads, and...
There's my dog.
Yeah.
It's my dog I'm stealing. So what activities did you do when you owned a horse? You mentioned, I think you said you watched the roping events, and...
I did. I spent actually a lot of time going to a lot of ropings, a lot of rodeos, and a lot of these were ropings that happened maybe at specific arenas.
Just finished another event. What kind of event would this be? Just a showmanship?
Junior Western Pleasure.
This may be TMI, but were you a put your jeans inside your boot person or jeans over your boot?
Jeans over the boots.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Yep. I've never been that person to put my jeans inside my boots.
I haven't either.
Now, I did tight roll my jean.
Oh, I love the tight roll. I so wish it would come back.
And I did have leg warmers. I did do that. Yeah, I have to just lay that out there.
Well, I don't know about the leg warmers.
Now, not with Western attire.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me be clear.
Okay.
Let me be clear.
I was about to say, you were cool until you did the... Okay, so it was separate.
Yeah, it was separate. But...
have you seen these boots?
So pink, okay, folk. Nice brown on the bottom of the boot. And, of course, the upper leg part is all nice and pink with beautiful embroidery, and it's beautiful. It's pretty.
Thank you. I know Lemon Drop loves pink.
Yes,
so
she does.
I thought she would like these.
Right. She'll want to take them from you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, get back, Lemon.
Yeah.
And in a minute, I'll pick up my foot.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I love it. It's got the breast cancer awareness ribbon on the bottom.
Yes, I thought that was pretty cool. And you can't see it, but where the bootstraps are, it also has the breast cancer
Very cool
ribbon.
I love it.
So the bottom of them, I don't know what you would call that epoxy, but inside the epoxy is the breast cancer ribbon.
That is super cool.
Yeah. Of course, it does me no good since I always wear my jeans over my boots.
All right, so you were asking me about attire and everything, but I did wear a bolo tie at one point.
Really?
I did. And I did have a cowgirl hat. I had a couple of those specifically where I would wear it when I went to events. And I would also keep it in my truck most of the time.
Interesting. I didn't realize you wore the hats as well. I just feel like I'm not a good cowgirl hat person.
I went through a phase, probably mid-20s, early 30s, where I spent a lot of time at the rope and pin and at different types of horse events. But yeah, I would dress in the full attire, Wranglers, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, you went Wranglers?
I did, yeah.
I've been pretty dedicated to Levi's since I was a
I was
kid.
a Wrangler girl.
What do you still go with Wrangler, or you?
No, I would still choose Wrangler.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never been Wrangler, but
Now do they fit me as well as they used to? No, but I definitely like them better. I had like different colors because that's a cool thing too. Is they were so pretty. They had really cool colors. I had like burgundy pear and a tan and what was it?
Oh
like
wow,
green,
you really
like forest green, and then they had the blue. Yeah, they had the black. They had all different types of colors. It was really cool.
Wow, I still wear Levi's, but now I've gone to the old lady kind that stretch a little bit.
Right. We can all relate.
They're comfortable.
There was this really cool, which I don't know if they still do it now. It was a braided belt, and they used to make braids out of, they do keychains, they do halters, but the belts were really popular. And then you would put your prize buckle, or
I remember. Didn't you have one?
Yes, I had 2 or 3.
Because I thought those were pretty cool.
And it was so cool because a very good friend of mine was one of my best friends early on when I was working at the vet clinic. She actually made those, and she would make like any color you wanted. And oh my gosh, it was so cool because you could just tell her, hey, I want red, white, blue, or whatever color. And she would make that for you, custom size, the whole 9 yards with a little shiny little buckle on it. It was just beautiful. So I miss those. I
remember those. I like those.
I really think we should bring those back.
Yes. Tight roll pants with the braided belt.
Yes.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Next group picture we do.
Okay.
Right?
It's a deal.
Okay. Yeah.
I will have to admit that I had on, like, I've got a couple of different pairs of jeans, and one is a little bit longer than the other for wearing boots.
Yeah.
Or shoes with heels. And so those were the only ones that were clean last week, actually. And I was trying to be a little bit dressier because I had several, I'll be honest, work calls that I need to be a little professional.
Right.
And I was like, oh, those jeans are too long, but you know what? I'm going to tight roll them. And it felt so good. It just felt natural. It felt right.
Right.
And the termite man came over, and I was like, I don't even care. I'm bringing back tight roll.
Yeah.
Like he even cared. Oh, she's got on chaps.
Yeah. Very cool.
Now, did you ever own a pair of chaps?
No, I did not.
I remember when you go into Gatlinburg, I can't remember what the name of that town is. Maybe Sevierville. They have like a As Seen on TV store.
Oh, yeah.
And it's huge. It's like the size of a Walmart.
Right.
And I never forget going in that store with Brian and my mom and finding chap. Because I sold everything. And trying to get my mom to buy Brian a pair of chaps. And Brian's like, first of all, I'm never wearing them. And then my mom was embarrassed because like, I'm going to put them on. And walk around, and I got in trouble. No, and I'm an adult, by the way. She's like, take those off. Anyway.
Nobody got a video of this? I mean,
no, this is before.
Okay.
This is before cell phone.
All right.
I mean, we had cell phones, but they had the crappy cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Man, if we'd only had, the technology like that.
I mean, I'm glad because I wouldn't want my mother being able to use GPS to track me down.
Yeah.
Or some of the goofy things I did.
No, I get it.
Being preserved forever.
Yeah, no, that would have been the same here. There was a whole different world really back then, right?
Yes, you could get away with a lot more.
Whole different world.
There wasn't near as many cameras.
Right.
And what cameras you did were like ATMs.
Yeah.
And shoplifter cameras. So, I mean,
Exactly.
And it had to be recorded on actual tape. So it wasn't easily accessible.
Oh, that was a beautiful horse. I think that's like what is that, a strawberry roan? Is that what you call that color?
She's asking me about colors again.
I think that's the strawberry roan. I think it's such a beautiful color. Oh, look at this horse right here. It's beautiful with braid. I love that community of people. Always enjoyed the horse community just in general because it's events like this to where somebody is in a bind, somebody's hurt, something's going on. Maybe it's just a fundraiser, maybe a great event for a sponsorship. These people come out and they're all in, and
they really support each other.
They do, and it's great relationships. You just can't beat it, and I can't say enough about folks like that. So good stuff.
So it sounds like we're declaring the winners. Looks like they get medals here today.
Yeah, I think I saw medals. Yep, handing it out now.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Y'all, we just can't say enough about the Forever Foundation. We really enjoy the opportunity to spend time with them and support their efforts. Please go out to their website, go take a look at their Facebook page and support them. They are an amazing organization. We love you guys and we look forward to talking with you soon. I want you to remember that you are stronger than you think. Don't give up. And if you feel overwhelmed and you can't do it on your own, reach out to a caring friend, a pastor, or counselor. And if you feel like you've reached rock bottom, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline has caring people available 24/7, and they can be reached by dialing or texting 988.
Stay true to yourself, embrace the power of kindness, and know that you matter. Till next time, friends.